Hi everyone, this is my brand new Squier Affinity Telecaster, beautiful Arctic white, and we'll go through everything that is great about this guitar and also all its flaws. While other reviewers did already mention some of the issues, I think I found some more, so stay tuned. And is it still worth buying though? Let's find out. This is Rena and you are watching Bandforge. The Squier Affinity Telecaster has been through various changes, but what are the most recent ones? Let's compare the late 2020 model to the 2019 model and see how much guitar you can actually get for just 200 bucks. This guitar is beautifully crafted. Look at the sleek neck and the flawless paint job they did. The neck profile is called C in the specs, and it is thinner than Fender's regular modern C. I love that, but keep in mind that a thinner neck might bother you. The pickguard is a 3-ply version with 8 screws, so any regular Fender replacement pickguard should fit in case you want to give it another look or equip it with special pickups like humbuckers. The bridge seems like a solid construction and is chrome plated. It's not as smooth as a mirror, but there are no imperfections here. And if you want to get some security locks, don't buy the nickel ones. The controls feature a toggle switch, volume and tone, so no surprises here. When you choose the Arctic white color, the guitar will be equipped with a glued-on maple fretboard, and there's no skunk stripe in the back. The nut is made of plastic and there's just one string tree for holding the strings closer to the headstock. The tuners are flat-type Fender-style tuners and one of the weak points of this guitar. Before we look closer at the specs and the pros and cons, let's see when and where this particular guitar has been manufactured. In order to do so, there are some sites that help you track your instrument. We can see that this particular guitar was made in October 2020 in Taiwan, China by Yakko Musical Instruments. They have about 50 to 100 employees and build pianos and guitars, basses and mandolins. The 2019 version of this Tele was crafted in Indonesia by Cortec or Cord. And you can distinguish the older model by the lacking neck pickup adjustment screws. I found pictures online at Thomann, where I've purchased the guitar, where you can see string-through body capsules, but my guitar is just strings-through bridge. The service person said that they don't have access to the instruments before they are shipped due to corona restrictions. In my case, the guitar was not really dialed in, which makes sense if the service staff doesn't see the instruments that are shipped at the moment. In order to fix the playability, I had to adjust the touch rod and set up the bridge correctly. How to do that exactly is going to be an upcoming episode. So if you don't want to miss it, please consider subscribing. The finish on the neck is pretty thin, but feels very natural. You won't get sweaty hands from it. Here's a quick stability test to see how hard the neckwood is. It's okay. It's not the sturdiest, but still okay. Just don't use it as a bass neck. The strings align beautifully with the neck and pickup magnets, so no complaints here. But the neck doesn't seem to be as straight if I would have liked it to be. We'll discuss that a second later in more detail. There are two weaknesses which were addressed by other reviewers as well and are present on this guitar too. The tuners don't run very smoothly. You have to be careful when rotating them. Second thing is, the frets should have been polished, which is not the case. Hear that? Let's discuss 3 more things I have noticed. The body is relatively light because it's thinner than the one from a standard Tele. You can see what it does when I stand up. See? Even with its thinner than standard neck, it's still a bit top heavy. And I don't think that the standard Tele has this issue. If you own a Fender Tele, please let me know in the comments if that's the case. Thanks. Every guitar player will agree that the neck joint is crucial for a good sustain, since the neck-to-body construction has an influence on how well the waves will propagate on the strings. A good indication is if the neck can hold the whole body when lifted up without the screws. Of course, there should be no other weight on the body itself, because otherwise it would be a little unfair. Let's try that out. Wow, what a failure! But this could be expected because when manufacturing a super cheap guitar, there is no time for adjustment if a neck pocket is too tight. So usually they play it safe and leave a little bit more room in the design. If you want a really sturdy connection, you'll have to fill the gap with strips of veneer and a little wood glue or super glue. Remember the neck not being 100% straight? I'll show you why. The base of the neck is not completely flat. One side is 1 millimeter higher than the other, and that's a little too much. So let's fix that the easiest possible way to save a proper fix for another episode. Lastly, the electronic components are the cheapest possible for this kind of use. The pods don't rotate evenly. See that? I wouldn't say that this will eventually lead to a bad sound, but the components don't seem too sturdy. The shielding is non-existent, and if you want me to show you how to shield this guitar really well, please give me a thumbs up. Let's make a quick sound check for today, and I'll make a separate just sound, no talking video soon after my new preamp has arrived. That leaves only one question left unanswered. Should you buy that guitar? If you can enter a shop to look at all the details or have a good shipping connection, yes, you should buy this guitar. Do it now. You've just seen everything to watch out for, and if you get your guitar, make sure that these things are all right with your instrument. But if you are somewhere without a music store nearby, with no experience in fixing manufacturing mistakes at all, better wait a little longer until you have access to a store or a good technician who will take a look at your guitar before it gets shipped to you. You surely can't expect the best instrument that has been built on earth ever, but you'll get a decent guitar with a lot of sound options and a good upgradability that plays really well. If you are a beginner, this is an instrument that will perform well for years to come. You already own some guitars like me? Great! This is definitely a cheap way to get started with a Telecaster. Will I keep it? Oh, definitely yes. The flaws are all easily fixable, and this is just so much guitar for so little money. With a little effort, it plays fantastic. So let's enjoy the moment of me peeling off that pick-out protection foil together. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see how to pick your first beginner's electric guitar, check out this video. Thanks and see you next week. Bye!